Welcome back, boys and girls.
It's here.
It's Monday. It's 11-ish. This is like true morning after fashion. We're going live at 11:12 instead of right at 11.
We're doing our best.
Listen, Frank tries to make us punctual, but sometimes you can't take the Tim and Andrew out of the podcast.
I was literally here before you got to your own show.
Wow.
You got here before Glenn, our office admin, got here.
I was sitting in the outside.
So when you texted us, you were already here.
I got here in all of the gear. Frank found this Amazon box in my office and just piled all of our gear in it and brought it in just all at once.
I do want you to know.
One foul swoop.
I was sitting on the wicker chair over by your office because all the doors were locked, and all the parents are dropping off their kids to the
preschool,
and they're looking at me like, "Who's this guy?
Slightly
with his
suspicious.
laptop by himself?" And I'm like,
weird.
It's cool.
Not
I'm a pastor. I preach here sometimes.
Not a great
It's fine. It's fine. Listen, you guys did a fantasy football draft.
We did.
We had a pool party.
Ooh.
All the things that you would associate with the Lord's Day. Because yesterday was Sunday.
And this is the morning after.
Welcome to the Morning After Ministry Show, a caffeine-fueled look back on the week and ministry that was.
Well, happy Monday, boys and girls. It is here. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. Where have you been for 301 Mondays?
It's a lot of Mondays.
It's a lot of Mondays. This is what Andrew, Frank, and I do each and every Monday. We get together, we hang out, we talk the week in ministry that is, that was, that is to come. We've missed you.
I feel like that should be a song. That's really good.
It's been a wild week. I didn't even preach, and I felt like it was maybe because it was the first official back to school week for us here in
I think
our area.
that's what I was going to say. I think we went through a week of back to school season.
Frank, thank you for preaching. I was so tired this week.
It's a lot.
I don't know if I'll get you at this time next year. Probably not. But
I mean,
it
might be like the very end next year.
We have to do a commissioning Sunday. So that could be his final.
That's what you should do. You should be like, hey, we want to give Frank a week before, because you guys are planting. The official launch is the week after Labor Day or Labor Day Sunday.
the week after.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
August would make sense.
So in August, you're like, hey, he's gonna take a few weeks of not preaching since he'll never get a week off again.
We might have to do it a little bit before because we're probably gonna have previews, practice services leading up to it.
And that's fine.
We'll work it in.
We'll figure it out.
There's going to be something. It's going to be an epic send off.
An epic get out of here, Frank.
Well, I didn't preach. Andrew, you did.
I did. So here's the thing. We are in a series in John. We're going through the entire book of John, but we're going to split into kind of a pre-Advent and post-Advent series. Not John, because that would be a very short pre-Advent John, because there's really no section in John, so it wouldn't be a very long series. We're doing through the first 58-ish% of the book before Advent, and then we're picking up in the new year to get us through Easter.
Yep.
But when we were coming out of COVID, the summer of 2020, we did a series on the signs in John, the miracles in John. There's 7.
Yeah.
There are less miracles in John than any of the other Gospels, but so we hit on each of those several years ago, and it just so happens that the passage that we were in was the first of the signs passages in John, and so Did
you use the signs logo from M. Night Shyamalan's smash hit from the early 2000s?
Did I tell you that we watched that a few weeks ago with my kids?
It's still scary.
It's the
alien coming out of the crops will forever
coming
be
out of the
terrifying.
crops, but also like when they're watching the video of the birthday party in the Brazil.
That's the ultimate.
I think 3 of my 4 boys were watching it, and they all like all at the same time. And Melissa and I were like, "This is great."
Every time we watch that movie, I get up and exit the room during that scene just so I can creep behind them. And as soon as the alien makes his appearance at the birthday party, I scream as loud as I can. Everyone says, "That's not funny, Dad!" as they're crying.
So that was one of our very first dates, me and Melissa. And
I love you for that.
know exactly where we were sitting at the AMC Woodland Square 20.
I still remember my seat at that theater.
And
when I saw the movie.
But here's the thing. We weren't officially dating yet. But so she got scared. She was trying to hold my hand. She's like, I'm sorry. I know we shouldn't be holding hands yet. Well, we're just figuring this out.
Wow.
And I like to remind her of that every time M. Night Shyamalan is discussed. And now we hold hands all the time.
Premarital hand-holding? Melissa Larson.
There's a reason we have 4 children.
How dare you?
There's a reason.
Wow.
But so
signs. Nothing to do with M. Night Shyamalan smash hit.
But so, sometimes when you're preaching a text that you have preached before, also how good was Joaquin Phoenix in that?
I mean, one of his best performances.
So good. Swing away. But
swing away, Meryl.
So I'm getting nervous in the week leading up to it because I'm like, it hasn't been that long, because in my head, 5 years isn't that long. It's only been 250 Sundays since I preached
5 years is a really long time.
Since I preached the same text.
It's a really long time.
And so, not going to lie, there's quite a few... you're not going to redo the exegesis of the passage, and the theme of the series is a little bit different.
But your kids are older, so you got to update the illustrations.
So I'm beating myself up all week that I'm repeating a passage. And because, as you know, I kind of do the head count around here a lot of times.
We base our sermon calendar on a passage Frank's already preached. That way he knows.
Well, it's a different church. He's preaching the same text at a different church. I'm preaching.
Don't even deny it, Frank.
No, I absolutely did that.
But the thought is this the same congregation?
True.
I was doing a head count, and we're talking less than 20% of the people that were here yesterday were, because it was COVID.
Yep.
So I was there might have been 30 people in the room.
Here,
it was June of 2020 or August of 2020. And so I was like, why did I spend so much time and energy worrying about whether or not I would be, someone like, hey, haven't you said this before? Nobody got there.
Nope.
So
Andrew,
we're 3 weeks into our John series now.
You said you did a head count, but that's what you do every Sunday.
I know, but that's what.
normal.
So as I was doing the head count, I was like, okay, now how many of these people would have been here? And truthfully, I was like, okay, that whole section of the room, not here. That whole, so the band. Here's the one thing I'll say about Safety Harbor Community Church. Our band is pretty much intact. There's one different band member.
How is that possible?
That was
it
not. It
makes no sense.
I've been here for more than 8 years. We have one band member.
That is usually a revolving door of positions.
They really like each other.
So crazy.
We are so lucky that they genuinely just like each other, and so we're
approaching
for a small church
half a dozen different worship leaders since I've been at Lakeview at least.
We have.
Maybe that's me.
I would say it's eight years, and we have had one band member addition who's in the band.
I am very
right
impressed.
Now.
Hey, if you're up in the Scranton, PA area, City Lights Church says they had VBS all week, which it's August.
For us, it was back to school.
We're all back in school. This is crazy to think that you just had VBS.
It's so weird that not everybody goes back to school at the exact same time.
I don't know how I preached, so I'm guessing they're like normal classic Americans. You go back to school after Labor Day, which I wish were still the case here, but it's not.
I don't know if they're that late, but I know in Michigan, there's a state law that they can't go back to school until after Labor Day because they want all of the Great Lakes tourism, and it's too cold to actually dip your big toe into Lake Michigan or Huron.
Wait, if you're up in the Scranton, PA area, looking for a good church, there's no famous pop singer in town. Sundays at City Lights.
That's where I would be. I've got the T-shirt and everything.
I'll be back in my T-shirt next week. Jared says, busy Sunday. 3 baptisms. That's awesome.
Always a good thing.
Love this. Beginning of service baptisms are interesting, especially if you have to get in the tank or tub. Playing bass and piano, and we almost had one of our deacons pass out on stage while praying, all before I got to preach. Wait. You played bass and piano?
You guys can never give me a hard time about doing a head count.
What? Jared.
Listen.
What?
Did you play piano
I forgot to fill the baptistry. Wait, and you have to fill the baptistry?
Did you play the piano with the bass still on, though? That's
Jared.
I love that look. The bass player also doing keys.
Bro, I'm call. Where's your church?
That's a busy Sunday.
I'm calling a deacon. I'm calling an elder.
It's not far.
No,
that
Jared.
is a busy Sunday.
Okay, yep. Labor Day is the official start up there in the Scranton, PA area. Jared says not at the same time. Well, I hope you didn't play piano and bass while filling the baptistry at the same time.
Well, that would be dangerous. But I'm saying, you've seen the bass player.
He switched instruments depending on the song.
I know, but so did you keep the bass on and then just turn sideways and have the keys there?
You probably did the head count too, I'm assuming.
Listen.
Andrew, don't even lie. If you were musically inclined, you'd probably do that too.
I wish I was musically inclined. I wish I had any skills whatsoever, but alas.
Hey, I got to be a campus pastor on Sunday.
You got to greet and meet.
I got to greet, I got to meet, I got to hang out, I got to chat with a ton of people, which I've grown to love my campus pastor Sundays.
But let me ask you a question. Did you wear the sweet Lakeview merch?
I was given my Lakeview polo yesterday, as was Frank. Frank, you're modeling it. How does it feel?
It is not a woman's cut. So that's what I realized that.
The one that you were criticizing.
What I disparaged previously was a woman's cut. And And 2 weeks later, I got this thing. I like it. It's very comfortable.
If you guys ever play in a Lakeview golf tournament, you know what to wear.
Are you going door to door to sell, I don't know, solar panels next too?
I do think I look a little bit like I sell like door to door cleaning windows or something. Like I do feel like I do. I think it's the color and the small icon in the corner.
I think so too.
I do think if we did get those like Under Armour, Adidas, Nike ones, it'll look a little bit less like that and more like a golf shirt. But
either that or you're the Christian school administrator trying to wear the school uniform shirt to make the kids realize that it's cool. That's kind of what you
That
look
totally
like
works.
as well.
Jared says, no head count for me. I did delegate some things. Jared, I'm proud of you.
How's that, Andrew? Do you see that?
I
Do you
did
see
not
that?
play piano or keys or fill the baptistry.
Okay. Frank, I wasn't preaching. You were. Walk us through. You preached 3 times at Lakeview. From what I heard, the feedback was great. Now, I will say this. After first service, I had already posted, by the way. Like mid-sermon, I was posting about this. I do this whenever he's preaching.
I was driving. I know it's illegal to be touching your phone in the car in Florida now, but I was at a stoplight, and I opened my Insta stories at the stoplight, and I see Tim's post of, come to Lakeview Church this morning. Frank said the phrase, man nipples, in the sermon.
And he did. I don't know if it was in his notes to say it, but he said it. So as soon as he got off the stage, I said, Frank, I posted about this. Now you have to use that line.
Did you use it all 3 services?
There's a chance that people are coming to Lakeview just to hear about a man's nipples.
Okay, so here's what happened.
Maybe a little context would help here.
Yeah. So before the service,
So weird.
I'm preaching on Philippians 4:13. I have 3 images of athletes who either have this on their eye black, written on their shoes, or tattooed on their chest. And I even went to the booth and I said, hey, when I talk about this guy, please take it off quickly because I don't think we should be looking at a man's nipples this early in the morning.
Did you see what, hang on, look what Dan Waring just said. This is important.
I hope.
I hope he made eye contact with Matt Auger
There's
while
a
saying.
bunch of CCC love right about here.
That's really funny.
Oh boy.
Riley, we talked about the Lakeview softball jersey just a few weeks ago, and how
Not only do we have the best ones in the league, Frank, yours and mine and Stephanie's softball jerseys have been ordered.
I can't wait.
They're coming.
I'm actually
Riley, totally agree.
very excited.
Totally agree.
Okay, so then in the sermon, I got into my intro. I explained who these 3 athletes are and all that stuff. And I thought to myself, I don't know if he's going to take it off in time. And I was thinking about the live stream. And so I just made the joke because it's 8 a.m. and it's not live stream. That's right. I should have remembered it's not live stream. Please take this image off. I don't think we should be seeing a man's nipples this early in the morning at church. Got a big laugh.
We got a great laugh. That was the moment I was like,
it's
this is
it's
the
such a
the
weird
post.
tattoo because I don't know if like he got
It's
it
off-center.
when he was like less jacked than he is, but it looks like it like goes from like shoulder
As his
to,
pec grew, so
Yeah.
did the tattoo.
If you want to,
it's really weird.
This won't turn on your covenant eyes. You can Google MMA fighter John Jones or John Jones Philippians 4:13. You'll see what we're talking about.
Is he John Bones Jones?
I don't know if
Same
it's- I don't know if that's
John
his name.
Bones Jones.
But anyways,
No?
After I got off, I went to Tim because I always ask him for feedback after the first service. And the one thing he said is you have to say man's nipples in every service because he Facebook posted it or he posted it online.
That was the critical feedback that I gave
And
him.
so the other critical feedback was I went way too long. But so in all 3 services I said man's nipples. And
How long did you go?
I haven't looked at the actual time because we did have other stuff in the service, but
It was just shy of 50.
50 minutes? Frank,
I can't say anything because last week mine was about the same.
Nobody wants to hear you preach for an hour.
I mean, I don't think it was 50 minutes because it also includes prayer and benediction. But
I mean, you're right.
It's probably
I like this graphic because the essentially sports kind of covers
the nipple.
the unspeakables.
So imagine this picture.
But like that's
You could have.
that's a weird tattoo, right?
Yeah, it goes.
It's like on his shoulder.
to
Yeah.
for sure.
But now that I'm looking at it again, I feel like it's intentional.
Could be.
We're just staring at man's nipples on Facebook right now.
Way too early for this, right, Brink?
It's.
I mean, it's almost lunchtime.
I mean, ironically, I have Philippians 4:13 tattooed on me as well, just not in that specific place. I can show you my tattoo, and you won't see my nipple. So I talked about men's nipples. I also said in the third service, a toilet bowl of bitterness.
Which you should have used at all 3
I
services.
didn't-
Was
It's a
that
great-
not in your notes?
That is a great line.
Neither the nipples or that was in my notes.
and you're wondering why you went long.
The greatest lines are never in your manuscript. They just come out of the abundance of the heart. The man's,
Whoa, hang on.
Out of the abundance of the heart, the man's nipple flows.
City Lights Church went sitcom level. They went 24 minutes.
Sitcom. Isn't room for
That's
customization?
that is sitcom with no ads.
Yeah,
That is a streaming sitcom.
yeah.
That's like COVID level preaching for us.
I will say it's funny because like in my notes after I practiced, like this is one of my shorter sermons, but for whatever reason
It was the riffing.
I riffed too
you
much.
were riffing.
So
Nobody complained. It didn't. The good thing, and that's what I told
that's
Frank.
not true.
It-
and Elders
I,
they
be-
complained.
I
Stop
bet
it.
you
It
if
did
you
not feel long.
ask your teenagers, send your kids text messages right now and say, was Frank's sermon too long yesterday, and see what they say.
Oh,
Your
God.
dad
You won't.
Was, I mean, your
You
son
won't.
was in the third service.
He certainly was.
I wonder what he would
See
say.
if he's awake yet.
I will say.
Oh, these
when
homeschool
When
kids.
I did my personal football illustration, I specifically looked at him to see if he was laughing, because I had this whole illustration about how.
I get it.
How like we were losing.
He was laughing.
And then
It got him. It cracked him.
Someone said Philippians 4:13. You got it, man. Like it was an Angel Studios movie.
Yeah.
And then I said we lost by 48 points.
Angels in the outfield.
Yeah. We lost by 48 points, and I looked over at his son. He laughed. I was like, "Oh, I made Aaron laugh." Like that was my entire goal for the entire intro.
I don't care if anybody gets saved. A
Get-
14-year-old found me funny.
Get to the third service, say this joke, look at Aaron. That was my whole objective the entire morning, and he laughed.
I was like, but you have jokes sometimes in a sermon. You're like, I know who I want to look at when we have this one. I had one a couple weeks ago where I was talking about my wife's dog, and I will not claim that he's my dog because he is very much my wife's dog. And I was talking about how I set the thing up where I made it look like it was like a romantic relationship, but it was just my wife adopting this new dog, and there were 2 different families in the church who I wanted to see their reaction. One, the punchline was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm talking about a dog," and it was like we could have had an altar call with 20 people come forward at the end of that service, and I don't know that I would have been more satisfied than
All right, Aaron
I
says
got him with the zinger.
The service I was in honestly felt pretty normal. I'm telling
There you go.
I told Frank, yes, the clock told us it was long. However, being in 3 services, not one time did I feel like, oh, he's really going a long time. I have been in services, not while Frank's preaching, but while others, where I'm like, okay, this is like tangent level long.
I've been in
it
my
did
own
not
I've been in
feel
my
like
own
that.
sermons where it feels like it's been tangent, and I looked down like
it felt-
23 minutes. This is just really boring. I am so sorry, everybody. My bad.
City Light says we are liturgical, so preaching isn't the main point. What do you think that's like? Are you just given, here's what you're saying this
I
week?
really hope he's like, what is it like? Biblical. I hope
Yeah,
he
it's like,
responds something like that.
we put the emphasis on the Eucharist and the table and not the pulpit.
I just mean, what's it like as the pastor to be like, hey, here's what you're saying this week.
So when my kids go to a Lutheran school, well, not like one kid at a time, but when I've been in those services, it's not a service that I'm usually part of, so I always like time it. And after the scripture reading, the last service I was in was like 12 minutes of homily, and it's not a sermon; it's a homily. And I'm like, man, you must get to that. Must be kind of nice. I'm assuming you're studying half as much, and you're getting to spend twice as much time with your people actually doing the work of ministry.
Frank,
that
you're
sounds
not,
exciting.
You're not the only one that does this. Matt Hull says those deep cut jokes for one person in a message are such good connecting points. Like, so people do this. People absolutely do this. You're not alone. Maybe I'll have to build in more of these. Just
I don't know who
really
Jeremy
deep
is,
cut.
but I feel like I'd get along with him just based on this.
Well, Jeremy was happy. So
Jeremy was
Matt,
happy with Matt's joke.
Mission
so,
accomplished.
Listen, I am there for it.
I have said something about Andrew in a sermon once, knowing I was going to
Knowing
clip
that
and
it would
send
be
to
in
him
the live
afterwards.
stream, and yes.
That I have done, and it was very, very funny.
You should make it even deeper cuts where you make a reference to Andrew about a joke that happened in the podcast. And be like, good morning, church. I'm just so grateful that we have such a great team that can do counting for me. Andrew, like, that would
That's
be
simimer to what it
that'd
was.
be
It was something
deep
like
cut.
that.
Oh no, because you made a joke about me sitting down.
That's what it was.
Yeah, it was a sitting down.
some pagan churches that have demon delis in their sanctuary. That's a deep cut.
That's a
Very deep cut.
That's a deep cut that
You'll
won't
have to
happen
cut. That's
Several
a
weeks
deep
out.
cut in the future.
Somehow,
One
we're
week
now in a
from-
time machine.
1 week from now, some of you might get that joke.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
Anyway, let's move on. That's
All right,
great.
City Light says it's ordinary time in the church calendar, so we get to choose what we want. That's cool.
According
Ooh.
to City Lights, evangelical churches are all ordinary time. We're all just ordinaries. So I love it. I love it.
All right. We've got a couple things coming up in the next few weeks. We've got membership class. We've got baptism Sunday. We've got all things fall kickoff with home groups, small groups. Membership classes this week. Frank, you're out. Here's the funny thing that happened like an hour ago. You canceled the calendar invite, and so it canceled on everybody's calendar at the same
Yeah,
time.
here's the problem.
I was like,
No,
what
no,
just
no.
happened?
Can I tell you why? I didn't tell you this.
Tell me why.
Because I'm like, no, because now I'm going to get a text from an elder. Is membership class still happening?
Tell me why.
Yes,
not-
membership class
not
is still
an elder.
happening.
It'll be a staff person.
Staff members, you're right.
I want
I
to
was
hear
looking at
you
my-
tell.
Okay. I was looking at my calendar.
You could have just said you're not attending.
No, I made a mistake. I was looking at my calendar, and I had scheduled that for 6 a.m. on Sunday.
I
That
saw that.
is-
You could have changed the
And
time.
I should have put it at 6 p.m.
That would be a
I
terrible
thought
new members
that was
class.
just a me calendar thing, and then I deleted it, and then I was like, oh, I just deleted it for the entire staff. So I'll fix that.
I forgive you. It's all good. I'm stoked about this one. We've got a lot of signups. I don't
what I like
know.
to hear.
I don't know what's going on, but people apparently want to attend a membership class on a Sunday night. I strategically timed it to be
Not during football season.
just before the start of a certain football season. Where, look, Andrew, I don't know what your routine is on NFL Sundays, but I get home. Steph knows that she's in charge of lunches for this 18 weeks of the NFL season. So Aaron and I get home as fast as we can. And we're typically home by about 12:40.
See, here's the problem. The Jags are terrible, so they always play at 1.
Always play at 1.
The
So I
Ja-
have to be home quick. So 12, even like Russell
Hang on,
texted me.
let's back up.
Yeah.
So the rest of the year, so 18 weeks of the NFL, 52 minus 18,
Sure.
so 34 weeks of the year.
We swap.
You take turns who's in charge of lunch? See, here's my thing on lunch is, sweetheart, if we have a pot roast or better, I will come home for lunch. Otherwise, we're going out to lunch.
Which we eat out most Sundays when it's not football season.
Andrew, this is the second time today you said like a very chauvinist thing.
Well, no, like
showing his true
I'm
colors.
not going to talk about what the first thing you said.
We will absolutely not talk about that.
I'm saying we have there's one meal of the week
There's
that
a gentleman's agreement.
Sure.
yeah, it's like there's one wheel. There's 1 week of the or one meal of the week where it has to be the best meal that I have all week, and that is Sunday lunch. Sunday,
Oh, yeah.
Woman,
Riley,
if you don't make me the
Riley.
best
This
meal.
is blasphemy. He says leftovers
No.
on like my teenagers.
No.
They might. I mean, I don't want to know what happened. Like, it's scary. You don't have teenagers yet.
So yesterday was Sunday.
There is no way
we
leftovers
had
are happening
a
on
big
Sunday
church
lunch,
event that we'll
ever.
get to here in a little bit. But so we were having pizza at 3 at the church event, and so like my kids had and we eat at church as well.
True,
So like
true.
I'll have a plate of whatever at church, and then we go out to lunch. But yeah, leftovers would not go over well in my house,
That would not
and my
fly.
kids are not. I'm the picky one in my house. But this goes back to like if you are in England, whether or not you're going to church, you have the Sunday roast on Sunday. That's like a thing.
That's where you sit up front and everyone's just making fun of you. Like, Andrew, your pants are not doctoral.
Yes, that happened once. Worked out really well. Got $1,000. But the Sunday lunch is the most important meal of my week.
It's a big deal.
And so
It's a
I
big
was
deal.
curious. And so for us during football season, we'll get to Buffalo Wild Wings sometime. And I'll
do that sometimes.
It's an important lunch, so let's go have Buffalo Wild Wings. I love it. It's not good. It's not. It's like
The wings are-
It's
I'm
not
fine with it.
No,
My wings were great
I'm fine
last
with
night.
it. I'm just saying it's not pot roast or better level. And when we go out to lunch, I don't expect like that style of food. But if I'm going to eat at home and have to do dishes, I want it to be a meal that I was like, wow, that was fantastic. I don't want it to be let's throw lunch together on Sunday afternoon. Sunday,
totally get that.
So
I-
give me Chili's. I've done Jason's Deli. I'll even hit a drive-through, but I'm not eating at-home food unless it's like this is the best meal of the week for at-home food
I
on
totally
Sunday.
get that. I totally get that. We do eat at home for the most part, unless I'm going to watch a said Jags game. But from
Okay.
1 to 4, obviously that's Jags time. And then Red Zone comes on from 4 to 7:30. And depending on the matchup of Sunday Night Football, then it's 8 to 11:30.
Yeah.
So that is about 18 weeks of the year for Sundays
it.
for me. So I do try to.
What about Saturdays?
Saturdays have shifted in the last 2 years. When you have
Because
kids,
you have kids playing on
when
Saturdays.
you have kids
yeah.
who play in sports and their call time is 2 hours before kickoff,
That's crazy.
and then games are upwards of 2.5 hours. So I try to catch as much college football as I can. Evening games are the best because I'm typically
because
home by then.
we do the school sports, and so I don't have Saturday, but Liberty is not major conference, so I've got to like find whatever they're
True.
streaming on. So either ESPN Plus or like the
ESPN Ocho.
CBS Sports Network.
Needless to
which
say,
is
we're
tricky
inching
to
closer
find.
to the best time of the year.
Yes.
There's finally good sports on television. Laura says pot roast in one of those oven bags after Sunday morning church. Leftovers are what we eat Sunday
See?
night. See,
That's what
Laura,
I'm talking about.
Agreed. Sunday night is, hey, whatever we have left over from the massive Sunday lunch that we just
Yeah.
had.
So
that I'm
growing up, we
totally
had
good
the
with.
Sunday night church, and so we would
also
like
had Sunday
just
night
get
church.
home, and it was like whatever you can get in is fine. We would have tuna melts on a regular basis, not like a fancy tuna melt. Like here's a piece of toast with
Yes.
tuna spread on it and a piece of cheese melted in the broiler, and that was a regular Sunday night. Doesn't matter. Just calories is all you need Sunday night. But Sunday lunch,
Something.
that's the big one.
You need something. All right, so last night we had our official Lakeview Fantasy Football Draft. When are you guys drafting?
See,
your
we are
600?
drafting after church. We draft after church in the fellowship hall.
We've done that before.
So
It's
the people
fun.
that don't play, they're just like look around and we're all like pounding the table and yelling at each other. And then everybody else is like trying to, drink their coffee and have their fellowship time, and we're punching each other. It's wonderful.
And when is that draft?
That's next Sunday,
So okay, that's good. So you are drafting immediately following the final.
following service. And now, how many leagues do you have at Lakeview? Is there like
Yeah.
the one official league?
So
Because
we've
is it-
talked about
Is it
this.
based on home group at this point? Because you guys are big.
Yeah, I don't know that this will be our last official one because last year we had several and like others sprung up. Like Lakeview softball had their own, a couple of home groups had their own, but we might have to shift this to the home group model because I feel bad that it kind of got posted that hey, Lakeview Fantasy Football, and there's gonna be probably like 150 guys who are like, what? I didn't know there was a Lakeview Fantasy Football draft.
Here's what I'm thinking.
So we've got to figure out a way to incorporate
We-
more people,
we
but
are-
you don't want more than 12, 14 people in the league.
So we had 14 in the league
Why is
last
that?
year.
We have 14 this year.
Because you don't have 14 good quarterbacks. You don't have 14 good running backs.
You're
Yeah.
like by the 8th round, you're drafting second and third
Yeah.
stringers.
So
it's not fun.
we were discussing, so if we have 14, we'll do one league. If we have 16, we'll split into 2 leagues of 8, and then
12 is a sweet spot.
12 is a sweet spot. But here's what I'm thinking: if we split it into 2 leagues this year, then the Super Bowl, so we have the winners, and then the high score. Should we do total score of the whole year for the winner, or total number of so of the 2 league winners? If we have 2 teams, total score throughout the entire season, or total score last week should define. Should be the church grand champion. So you can win your league, but not have we have like one Super Bowl trophy that goes to the winner for the church. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. You could do that at Lakeview. So you could say, hey, we have 4 official leagues based on home groups or, youth group, softball, this home group, that home group. And then you kind of have or a separate playoffs just for those teams.
Yep.
Where you could have Pat Mahomes going against Pat Mahomes because they were in different leagues.
Matt says, how about co-managed teams from each home group? Each team is run like a real NFL team with a board making all decisions. Whew,
One
that would
person
get
is
insane.
one person's the GM.
That would be the craziest thing.
But could you imagine the bragging rights that
Oh
you
my
would
gosh.
have with that?
You can co-manage.
oh, yeah, you can.
But
like
but-
Danny and Mark, we have 2 guys
I
that are
think,
doing that.
Matt,
last
I think
night.
that is a fantastic idea.
It'd be hilarious.
And then
It would be hilarious.
you would the superiority of one home group over another.
I'm not opposed.
That might be the most fun idea.
You get 12 to 14 home groups involved.
I do think that we
You draft them when you have that many
we
opinions.
talked about
You have a GM.
Yeah.
You have a GM, you have an offensive coordinator. Defensive coordinator doesn't make a
Sorry.
lot of sense in fantasy.
Sorry. Yeah.
We did talk about
Special teams.
next year making it like a big, like bigger, where we wear suits and there's someone sings the national anthem. And
Yeah.
Well, didn't you guys-
That's
didn't,
hilarious. ESPN posted about that.
Didn't
So
you
funny.
guys have that last year where like you had to like come up and
Oh, yeah.
you played the ESPN like draft music and
Yeah,
everyone
we did it at church. It took a lot of planning, so we couldn't pull it off this year, but it was so much fun. We did it last year.
Here's what you do. You have you use like Pick Me from DYM Games or something.
Jimmy's in. Jimmy
and-
says that's in. Hey,
and
I'm in.
you have, you pick who's
Yeah.
going to be in the official league,
Uh-huh.
and then you do the draft really big, and then people that aren't in the official league are still cheering
Well, here's
on
what you
their
could do.
teams.
You could have someone in charge of quarterbacks, someone in charge of running backs, someone in charge of wideouts. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do it that way.
and have the GM
Right.
determine which round you're picking that
Exactly.
position in.
Yep. And then when it comes to weekly setups, like you're in charge. Hey, make sure our wideouts are set this week. You know what I'm saying? Like it
I think
could work.
that would be so fun.
I think this is the exact content people subscribe for Morning After.
Yes.
Look, last night was a ministry night at Buffalo Wild Wings, so we're now
It's- I
discussing
get
that,
it.
Frank.
Well, and so we were discussing last night. What do we try to pivot our fellowship hall food
Yeah.
to be fantasy football draft food? Do we do wedges with cheese and all?
Absolutely, it should have been a finger food Sunday.
I think it's
coming
it's
up,
a good
right?
plan.
Why would you not do that, Andy?
I think it's a great plan.
I will say, Tim and I's strategy. I don't know if this is cheating, but we,
Bro, we got C's.
we
ESPN gave us C's. Our strategy sucked,
we
apparently.
used ChatGPT.
So did you like put in like I'm in a 14-team league?
we did.
I have
dude,
this-
I did
yeah.
And then we
everything.
took pictures of the draft.
We're
was going,
constantly
who should
taking
I get?
screenshots
Who should I
and
get? Who
sharing
should I
it.
get?
And we're like-
here's who's available.
And then ChatGPT like changes the way they talks. It's like, oh, like, the upside on this running back is so good, but watch out for injuries.
You've got Mel Kiper talking.
No, but here's what it did. It goes, draft this guy from the Raiders. And I was like, what are you talking about? Then I drafted him, not thinking about it. And it was like, yeah, he's the starting running back. And I was like, no, Ashton Ginty is. And Chat said, no, Ashton Ginty got picked up by the Dolphins. And I said, no, search again. And then it came back and said, I'm so sorry about that. So it totally messed up midway through the draft because I was like panicking. I was like, what? Am I just not thinking clearly? And then afterwards, it admitted, I messed up. You're right. Ginty is on the Raiders.
Listen.
You should not have drafted him. And I was like,
I saw
Dude,
him
what?
play 2 series the other night. He looks like a
yeah, I'm
grown
aware.
man.
That's why I don't want his backup. And it made me draft his backup. If I lose this league, I'm blaming GPT.
Listen,
Frank, are you good with
I think
that?
that's fair.
Yeah.
So we had a different type of ministry night out. We were not at Buffalo Wild Wings, but we rented out a water park, which is always a great activity to have as a church.
Dan says, I'll take fantasy football conversations over Andrew's weird cat poop story. Thank you for that. All right, Andy,
was
you guys
so
you
bad.
somehow scored a water park church out.
So Largo, which is just south of where I live, they could have built another city pool with a high dive and laps, but instead they built like a water park with 3-story water slides and
Sure.
the zero entry kiddie pools and
Love
all the stuff. So we rented that out for the second year in a row and had our back to school pool party. And I don't know that there's an easier church-wide event than something like that. It's
Just show up.
It's relatively affordable to rent out, and it's a
like, outside of showing up, what else did you have to do?
order pizza.
Love it.
I
What a
showed
win.
up and I
Such a
ordered
win.
pizza.
Did you
and
order the pizza?
I ordered the pizza because I have a discount code from Domino's for
And
like a
you
school.
wanted the points, too.
Heck yeah.
Always.
Heck yeah.
I routinely order the pizza.
Do you know what, guys? Let me take this on. I'll do this. Do you know what? That's not true. My wife went to Sam's Club because it was also Shirley's birthday yesterday, and so my wife got a cookie cake for Shirley's birthday and so we sang happy birthday and stuff at the pool party. But we were mid 80s or low 80s in attendance yesterday, and we had close to 70 people at a pool party last night.
So 100% of the people
and-
showed up to the
and
pool
it's
party.
a good 20
That's
minutes
crazy.
south of here. But we had it's such an easy.
Is there an idea of like, maybe we should do something like this more often? If that kind of participation at an event is wild.
Yes, except for the
Like
fact that
90% is crazy.
but it's I don't know where else you could do something like that where it's like the teenagers were excited because again there's a couple of big
gotta be
slides
something.
and there was a beach volleyball court and stuff, and then the parents of the littles are excited because they have the toddler area.
True.
So they've got all the ages
Yeah.
covered, and it was So the event started at 3.
Yeah.
It's right down the street from my house. I got there at 2:45, and I was back on my couch in dry shorts by 5:15. So it was from 3 till 5, and I was
beat that.
in dry
No
clothes.
cleanup.
No, because they rent it out for 2 different parties on Sunday nights. So there's one from 3 till 5, and there's one from 5:30 till 7:30. So as soon as like the water slides turned off, the lifeguards cleaned up all of our stuff to get us out, so that the next group could start coming in for the 5:30 party.
That makes
so
sense.
there was no cleanup. There's no real sign up. You kind of have to have a rough estimate of how many people are coming, because
Yeah.
the rental rate changes once you hit certain numbers of people. But it was just about the easiest activity and such a huge win, because everybody that was there was into it.
I love
So
it.
yeah, it's not quite as niche as the fantasy football, but for 2 hours, when you have every young family in the church engaged in something, and they're good inviting their friends and neighbors to it. It's a pretty easy.
All right, let's
low
hear it.
barrier
Let's
of
hear it.
entry.
What are your best church-wide activities that maybe you thought would be decent and somehow ended up being awesome, and you're like, wow, I was not expecting that. City Lights Church says we had a good participation in our church picnic last year and decided to do it 3. Oh, okay. Here's kind of the combative argument here. They tried to do it 3 times this year, not the same. People picked which ones they wanted to attend, and we had low attendance each. Okay, fair enough. So
Yeah.
if it is an annual thing and everyone's looking forward to that annual thing, maybe trying to do that more than once isn't the thing.
That makes so, and we do
Fair
this.
enough. I'm okay with that.
We do this the week after school starts,
Sure.
so that nobody is doing that last minute vacation or the night before school starts trying to get the outfit ready.
Yeah, that's a good
So
point.
it's still 8,000 degrees because it's August in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
but school has already been in session for a week, so nobody is traveling still.
Yep.
So that's kind of the sweet spot there. I think if we did if we did something like this at the beginning of the summer and at the end of the summer, we could maybe hit both that way.
Sure.
But
What do you think the threshold is for like church size and these types of events? Because I think for
Yeah.
us, we don't really have the space inside to do an
Yeah.
all-church event. We could do an outside something, but I do think our home group system has done a pretty good job. I've heard of home groups doing things together, like little service projects and small mission trips. And my home group has a beach day coming up on Saturday. So like I think home groups might be the solution when a church hits a certain threshold. I think you guys are at such a sweet spot.
we're at a sweet spot where
that could work.
That still works. But when you guys had your anniversary party, you had people there for hours afterwards on the inflatables and stuff. That's the thing.
Granted, we spent $30,000.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
it was
that
a
was
ton of money.
a ton of
It was
work,
a lot of work, but it can be done. To your point,
Yeah.
and people were there all day. Matt says we rented the party deck. This is fun.
Actually, I was at a church.
This is fun.
I was a guest speaker at a church in Texas,
That is cool.
and they
Jimmy,
did this.
Frank always looks like that. That's just his normal.
Yeah.
That's his normal face.
I have resting board face.
RBF.
But we went to
That's not what it
we went to like
stands
a AA or AAA game. It was so fun because some of these like AA, AAA teams they'll have these like meal packages.
Oh yeah,
where it's like
dollar hot dogs.
or all you can eat hot dogs or whatever you want. And there's like this certain like picnic area or whatever. Dude, in AA, AAA games, you don't go because of the actual sport.
No.
You go because it's crazy cheap.
Yeah, you wanna hang out.
And the teams are silly. And it's like one step below Savannah Banana, but it was still very great. You know what I'm saying? Like that's actually
Bro, if you got a party deck at Savannah Banana, I mean,
it's
that would be
all of
that would be
Lakeview showed
very
up for that.
expensive.
game over.
So
Yeah.
the
But isn't there
Lutheran
Clearwater Thrashers?
Clearwater
Yeah, yeah.
Thrashers is Phillies minor league. Dunedin Blue Jays.
We have a lot.
Are right here.
We have a lot of
we
options.
We have 2 in our county.
I would do that.
But it's so hot.
I know.
It's
Wait
roasty toasty.
till it gets a little cool.
But that minor league season ends at the end of September or
only issue.
end of August.
When does it start? Like April?
No, yeah. So April till August. So maybe
It's
at the beginning
toasty.
of the year.
Get a party deck for the Bucks.
Yeah, that's not cheap
in.
either.
I'm in.
The Lutheran Church has the Dunedin Blue Jays like Spirit Night and the money so it's a fundraiser thing too.
No, it's
that'd be an easy youth group fundraiser. Get the
So
whole church
easy.
to go out to the ball game and come away with a couple kids camp paid for.
Yep.
It's a smart way to do it.
Actually, great.
Nothing
No,
wrong with
that's
that.
Todd. That's actually a really good idea.
Well, we're meeting with him on Wednesday, Frank. We will bring this up. All right, so I'm on deck to preach for a couple Sundays in a row. Frank, where are you at? Are you traveling soon? Are you gearing up
Besides-
for September's coming? So you got a big road trip
Besides
coming.
your fancy Disney cruise.
I'm going on a cruise.
When do you leave?
That's why I'm not the membership class. I'm going right after church. So
That's sweet.
after church, I'll get my car, drive to Port Canaveral.
Yep.
And then we will be on the Disney Wish. It'll be really great. But
Where your
in
dreams come true.
In September, after we do our Pastors Network thing in Sassa,
Which is like the 11th.
September 11th, yeah.
Which you're coming to that. The email. I got an email that said, "Can you please invite Andrew?"
I have no idea what it is that you're talking
We'll
about.
talk about it.
Okay.
After that, my wife and I are going to get in our car and we're driving to Milwaukee, where we're going to spend about 7 to 10 days in Milwaukee.
You used to live there.
I used to live there, and that's why we're going back, because it's a very big fundraising push. I'm meeting with over 100 people to
Crazy.
talk to them about partnering with Cross and Crown Church.
This is a big trip.
Are you going to get any of them to just move?
I mean,
If people
It
move
could
from West
happen.
Virginia,
it could happen.
You never know.
It could happen. I'm not. I'm offering it, but the big thing is to try to get some more monthly supporters.
I get it.
Yeah.
I understand.
Well, we are excited for all things Cross and Crown Church. Lots to come in the future.
I think it's going to be
Can we
fantastic.
talk about the Pensacola Blue Wahoos?
so.
Blue
Matt
Wahoos.
says we have the Pensacola Blue Wahoos.
That's a great name.
On Thursday, they're the Mullets.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
that's fantastic.
That is so funny. Jimmy, I'm in. Clearwater Threshers,
I mean,
cheap food.
I drive past the Thresher Stadium twice a day.
Yep. Why
Where
not?
is it?
It's on 19.
You've seen it.
I have.
Yeah.
You've seen it. You
I
see-
love-
you didn't realize. you
Depending
saw
on what you want for lunch, we might drive past it in like the next 20 minutes.
it. Could happen.
And at one point, they had like $2 Tuesdays where it was $2
Yep.
for popcorn, $2 for a hot dog, $2 for a soda, or certain adult beverages.
Look at what City Lights said.
All right, City Lights, let's go. I have a Disney. Oh, this is very, very serious here. I have a Disney trip planned for next June. Here's the deal, guys. Not only are we meeting up, we are going to be broadcasting live
Wow.
from Disney next June. You didn't know about this?
I didn't. I mean,
We've already planned this.
We don't.
We did
Our
a couple weeks
passes
ago.
expire in December.
Yeah.
And
Ours do too.
right.
Might have to renew it.
And well, but remember, my wife isn't working right now,
Yeah,
so
we're trying to figure a few
we're,
things out.
we're
Figure out. Take another liberty class.
City Lights, get us the date. If you can make it on a Monday,
That
we
would
will
be
broadcast
fantastic.
live. We will have you on the show.
At minimum, we could broadcast from Disney Springs.
yeah, we can
True.
always do Disney Springs.
True.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt their park time though,
No,
but I would love for City Lights
If
to
they're
make an
staying at
appearance
Disney Hotel, we can just meet them in the lobby or something.
in their room.
In their room. That's awesome.
This is exciting. This
I
is
hope their TV says, "Welcome home, City Lights Church."
that'd be so funny.
It's not their name.
You don't need a name. Just City Lights Church. Just book everything on the church card.
I love everything about it. Boys, we're inching closer to noon. And any final thoughts before we, go find some food?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry. We're hungry. You've got work to do. We're going to be back. We're going to be here.
Next Monday-ish.
I might
Frank
be,
won't be here.
I might be remote.
I get it.
There's a very good chance my wife has been called into jury duty. She has exhausted all of her options.
She's trying to get out of it.
Well, yeah.
I have wanted to be on jury duty since the day I turned 18.
She'll throw your name in the hat, but you don't live in Pasco
I
County.
don't live in the same county as you.
I'm surprised. I feel like
I have.
how I picture Stephanie. I feel like she would want to be a.
Well, the issue is,
Wow,
is
are you
she's
saying that you think Stephanie's judgmental? Is that what you're saying,
I feel
Stephanie?
like she would.
I
get
think
excited.
you would be fair.
I think she is secretly excited about this, but she did fax the judge. We had to fax the judge like a petition of why I should be excused from this.
Can you share why?
Did she say I homeschool my young children?
I mean, we asked ChatGPT and it said, yeah, let them know you homeschool your kids. The issue is our kids are under the age of 6. So typically you don't get a homeschool exemption if they're over the age of 6.
Mm-hmm.
And our kids are over the age of 6. And she already got an exemption in May for this same judge.
They really want her.
also,
so-
like if you are,
This could be a big case.
if you're like actually like going out of your way to like send.
I mean,
the
I don't think
info
she can
to
tell
the
us
judge,
what the
judge
case is
like,
about just yet.
This person is actually not just avoiding, because they say they're going to prosecute you. Do they? Do they actually prosecute you if you don't show up? I don't know.
I wouldn't play that game.
But I'm saying if
She's going to show up.
the judge's office, because the judge isn't the one paying attention to it. If the judge's office is like, hey, this person is actually faxing, like they're going through all the steps, this is a reliable person, I don't think you're getting out of it.
I don't know if she's going to be allowed to talk about the case.
Is it?
Exactly. But if it involves the certain Scranton Strangler,
Then City Lights is going to be on board.
City Lights might need to come in.
Listen, I think it's because I saw. Is it jury?
It might be the Pasco Pooper. I don't know.
The Pasco Pooper's a real
We
thing.
do have a Pasco Pooper running wild right now.
I think it's ever since I saw Jury Duty with Pauly Shore,
What a terrible movie.
That I've been like, I would love to be on jury duty. Apparently, they don't usually keep pastors. So maybe Stephanie can just say, I'm a pastor's wife. Or she can, do you know what? You can get her ordained online real quick.
Matt did say,
Unity Life Church.
Have her stand and declare her love for Jesus. They'll just ask her to leave.
Have her go to the Unity Life Church, get ordained real quick, and put her name down as the Reverend Stephanie Miller.
Andrew, look at this invite we just got. Jimmy says, Tammy and I are going on a cruise and would love to have Tim and Andrew come with us to Spain and Greece.
Wow.
Should we go?
I mean, I love a good Mediterranean
Oh, I
cruise.
misread that. Our names weren't mentioned.
Wow.
That's hurtful, Jimmy. Just when I thought you were inviting us on the
Just if we were
vacation of our
doing
lives.
Greece, we could go through Paul's second and third missionary
Laura,
journeys.
here's the
we
deal.
could do Bible studies on the cruise right there.
We had to download an app and then pay for the credits to fax something over an iPhone app because we don't know where to find a
You
fax
can't go
machine.
to Kinko's?
They don't accept email.
That's so bonkers.
Kinko's? Where is that?
There's like a FedEx Kinko's everywhere. There's one on Sunset Point in 19.
Do you know where I live?
Yes, but with all of the industry that's popped up around you, there has to be one FedEx to go or whatever those things are
Look,
called.
we
I get
downloaded
it.
an app. We bought the credits. She faxed it in. We'll see how it pays off. So I may or may not be here in person.
I get it.
We'll
Look,
probably be remote.
Frank's not going to be here. We might just be staring into our phones. I'll actually be back in my office with the good lighting again.
That's so weird.
It's going to be great.
Look, you've got stuff to do. Go get it done. We're hungry. We're going to go eat. We miss you. We love you.
Stephanie is going to be very judgmental next week.
See you soon, babe.